This video was made using Schwartz as Fartooth's placeholder. I do not own her on CN, so I will be relying purely on damage calculation and maps favorable for both Fartooth and Schwartz to analyze their performance. So do take my words with a pinch of salt, just a tiny bit. But anyways, let us begin. Hello folks, welcome back to another video where we will take a closer look to Fartooth, one of the newest 6-star addition to the LaBurb Club, and things that you need to consider before pulling her. Is it really your priority to pull her right now? So to start things up, I'll prefix it by saying this. If you like her design and she's your waifu, go for her. No handbrakes, just go ham on her infinite range legs. For you folks that don't know if you should pull or not, I will list down all the pros and cons of pulling her and how much of an impact she will have to your roster. I won't go in depth into her kit since I don't really own her, but I hope this video will give you the general idea of how she works. Alright, cool? Let's go. Fartooth falls under the Deadeye Sniper subclass where they have wide range attack tiles, high attack stats but low attack speed. Their trait will target enemies with the lowest defense first before anything else, so they are the perfect range assassins, and Fartooth does not come far from that. As the making of this video, she has the highest base attack amongst other snipers without module bonus stats applied, a staggering 1296 attack. That is 154 attack difference to Rosa, which was the reigning queen of base attack for the 6-star snipers category. This opens up for a lot of damage potential thanks to her high scalings and amp on S3, which is a perfect segue to how her scaling can enable her high damage potential and burst DPS against bosses. With her skill 3 up, assuming enemies have 500 armor, she will deal around the ballpark of 4.8k damage per shot. That is sick since you are probably going to use her for, well, boss killing. With a total of 8 shots, her total skill damage is a whopping 38,000 damage. I think that should be enough to kill most bosses in the game. And if damage was not enough, she fucks with dodges. Oh my goodness gracious. You see, this is a pet peeve of mine. I fucking hate dodges. The ability to just basically nullifying a big damage is a certified hood classic of bro movements. It sucks when you have to face enemies with dodge. So here you go, the middle finger to basically everyone that has that bullshit mechanic. You know you fucked up when a cafe chalkboard can dodge a nuclear bombshell hypergraph. I'm also looking at you, Martyr. Range is, on the other hand, relative. You either need it long or short. It entirely depends on the map and your needs. If that is what you need, then it would be a good thing, but her restrictive range could also be a demerit to her own. Think of this as a physical single target Ifrit, where they will do well if you have the tile to do so. Other than that, she can't do much. While I know you can technically use her S2 to basically overcome her range issues, but her traits just does not cooperate with her when you need someone to deal with enemies close to the blue box, assuming there exists an enemy with lower armor somewhere else in the map. So yeah, it can be good or bad depending on the situation. And the next point of considerations is that she's great for specialized content. I think she's a great operator for team restriction clears like Twitter Nights or Random Tactics Simulator. In these type of limitations, having two characters with overlapping roles can be very helpful. For example, Bird Knight's only option for range burst single target DPS was primarily Greythroat, but having her in the team opens up a lot more strat for burst damage. Doing M88 challenge mode with Twitter Nights do really question my sanity. Thank you, Zai and Goody. Yomi cookies.
Wow, Texas, that was pretty brief and simple. So she's basically a physical effort that deals a lot of damage and fucks with dodges. That's really cool. She reminds me a lot of short. Shh.
Don't say her name, or this video will age like fine milk.
But Texas, that's not fair. We should tell them the truth about.
Oops, I dropped my AirPods. Sorry if I bumped into you. Before I was rudely interrupted by a random bystander, I was going to mention about how Fartooth does not come without a catch. I have mentioned how range could be a demerit with this operator, but I have not mentioned how her amps are closely related to her range. You see, she deals a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but what makes her damage go boom is not for her base attack or attack steroids, but instead her amps. Now if you don't know, amps are calculated multiplicatively towards her total attack after attack steroids, talents, and enemy's armor. So it is a big deal. Losing that 140% and 115% damage amp can significantly bottleneck her DPS, so much so that she would be losing 38% of total damage if she does not proc her amps. Yeah, just make sure you get her amps, and if you're wondering how to get the max value of her module's amp, you just need to hit enemies around 5 tiles away from her. If it is 4 tiles or closer, the amp's value will go down. The next point I want to discuss is another pet peeve of mine. I just never liked her trait. It does so that you will be only hitting squishy enemies besides the one that matters. Bosses tends to have higher armor than the trash mobs they throw at you, so it is a must for you to clear out the vicinity first if you want to make the most out of her S3 to the boss. I think it defeats the purpose of her S3 kit, but that doesn't mean you can't make it work. Just have that in mind whenever you want to kill Patriot or something. And another thing that I need to discuss is that Fartooth does not have any team-wide utility besides her damage, range, and dodge ignore. That is it. Characters that has damage but no utilities are okay to use and sometimes good in certain scenarios, but if you look at other characters, I'm looking at you, Chalter, their utilities maketh their fame. So the lack of utility is a minus for me. Well, I suppose that is all, I guess, unless I'm forgetting something. This should be the end of the video. Yeah, let me take a look at the script again.
逃がしはしません。
Alright, let's just discuss the elephants in the room. Neural Alter redefines what it means to be a Dreadnought guard. Her simplistic yet powerful kit and her status as limited is something you need to take account of. She is a powerhouse of a Huan that will come soon after this banner according to CN server schedule. So that is a big point of consideration. If you want to pull her, I suggest you save, considering it is a shared banner and not a single Rado. Oh god, that's not gonna be fun for everyone. And the other elephant in the room is that, wow, this girl's main skill has a lot of strikingly similar features to Short's. With them being the premier single target boss killers for physical damage, they do have an overlapping role. However, I also need to mention how Schwartz, even with Fartooth model equipped, deals more damage than Fartooth. That's because Fartooth does not have any means of reducing enemies' defense, unlike Schwartz. Despite all the damage amp Fartooth has, damage calculation will screw you over if you can't get around armor or res. That is because damage amp is calculated after armor or res. Schwartz has a built-in 20% armor reduction and 160% damage amp, so Patriot in her eyes is just a piece of paper. But if you want a damage comparison between the two, I suggest using Viktor lab damage calculator so you don't get brain rot calculating it on your own. And everything should be self-explanatory as long as you can read Chinese. Link in the description below. So, what do you think? A lot of consideration going on for this operator. Let me know down in the comment section for your opinions on her and if you are going to pull her or not. It is unfortunate that this banner is placed right next to a limited banner, so I can't recommend this banner as of now for newer players. Perhaps later when she appears in the shop or standard banner, you can pull for her. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch, and I almost forgot. I should probably just put him here. After I say that, like, 2 bullies are gonna come from here. Okay, it's fine. This is fine. Everything is okay. Yeah, alright, cool. Oh my god, no! No! No!